Good evening, my friend. Welcome to Pillowside Night Stories. Tonight, you are traveling somewhere far away from schedules and screens and unfinished lists. You are going to a small town by a winter lake where Christmas lights are still glowing and a quiet New Year's festival waits just for you. Before you arrive, let your body arrive here in this moment. Gently adjust your pillow, soften your shoulders, and allow your hands to rest in a way that feels easy and effortless. Take a slow breath in through your nose, as if you are breathing in cold, clean, snowy air. And breathe out through your mouth, as if you are sending a pale cloud of steam into the night. Once more, breathe in clarity, freshness, space. Breathe out everything that does not belong in this night: worry, pressure, self-criticism, letting it drift away like fine snow in a gentle wind. Notice your jaw and let it soften. Let a little space appear between your teeth. Feel your tongue resting heavily in your mouth, and allow the tiny muscles around your eyes to grow smooth and slack. Your shoulders melt downwards, sliding away from your ears as if a warm blanket were being drawn over them by kind, invisible hands. Your chest loosens, your ribs widening a little with each breath, making more room for calm to settle inside you. Let the weight in your arms sink all the way down into your palms, into each finger, until your hands feel pleasantly heavy and still. Let that same heaviness drift through your hips, your thighs, your knees, all the way to your feet, as if someone had quietly switched off every little muscle that no longer needs to work tonight. And now, in your mind, you feel a gentle rocking, the low, steady hum of a train moving through the winter countryside. Outside the window, night stretches in all directions, dark fields and forests rolling past in soft blurs of shadow and snow. Far in the distance, you see a scatter of lights, a warm glow against the deep blue of the horizon. The train begins to slow, the rhythm of the wheels softening, the familiar shudder of brakes sighing into the cold air, and you know that this is where your journey will end and your rest will truly begin. The train pulls into a tiny station, little more than a stone building with a steep roof and a wooden bench tucked beneath its eaves. Lanterns hang from iron hooks along the platform, their glass panes fogged slightly, each one holding a small golden flame that sways with the motion of the arriving train. When the carriage doors open, a breath of crisp, snowy air drifts in, brushing your cheeks and filling your lungs with a freshness that wakes you just enough to stand. You step down onto the platform, boots pressing into the soft layer of new snow, leaving clear, quiet footprints behind you. The sky above is a deep, velvety midnight blue, scattered with stars that seem unusually close, as if you could reach up and pluck one from the sky to hold in your palm. Somewhere beyond the station, you hear the distant peal of church bells, slow and melodic, marking the late hour and the gentle passing of another winter evening. You wrap your scarf a little more snugly around your neck and start toward the end of the platform, where a narrow road slopes downwards toward the town. Tall lampposts, wrapped in evergreen garlands and strings of tiny white lights, line the path like patient guardians, guiding you along the curve of the hill. Below you, the town curls around the edge of a wide, moonlit lake. From this height, the streets look like lines drawn in light, each window glowing softly, each doorway haloed with warm colors that spill out over the snow. You begin to walk down the hill, your steps slow and unhurried. Each footfall sinks gently into the snow with a soft crunch, a sound that somehow makes the silence even more satisfying. As you descend, you pass a single fir tree standing proudly beside the road. Its branches are laden with snow and delicate glass ornaments that catch the lamplight, sending tiny reflections shimmering across the white ground. Pinned to the trunk is a wooden sign, hand-painted in curling, careful letters. "Welcome to Wintershore, Christmas by the Lake, Festival of Lights." Wintershore. The name feels gentle and familiar, as if you've heard it before in a story someone once told you on a sleepy evening long ago. With every breath, the air feels both cold and kind, filling your lungs with freshness and leaving behind a quiet, peaceful ache that has nothing to do with worry and everything to do with being alive and present in this moment. At the bottom of the hill, the road opens into a broad cobblestone street. Stone houses lean toward one another like old friends, sharing secrets, their windows edged with frost, their roofs thickly layered with snow that glows faintly under the lights. Strings of evergreen boughs hang across the street, dotted with tiny golden bulbs that glow with a soft, honeyed light. Wreaths with red ribbons and little pine cones adorn the doors, and in many windows, you can see the silhouettes of trees, twinkling gently with lights and ornaments. You follow the gentle curve of the street until you reach the town square. Here, the world seems to open out into a small, perfect circle of warmth and light set down in the middle of the snowy night. At the center of the square stands a towering Christmas tree, its branches heavy with lights and shimmering decorations, each ornament reflecting a slightly different version of the world around it. Beneath the tree, the ground is carpeted with snow that has been gently trampled by boots and sleds, marked by the playful tracings of children from earlier in the day. Around the tree, a ring of wooden market stalls creates a cozy border. Each stall has a peaked roof, dusted with snow and strings of lights that frame its open front, revealing trays of pastries, baskets of oranges, jars of honey, steaming pots of cocoa and cider, and racks of handmade scarves, mittens, and carved wooden toys. The air in the square is alive with scents: cinnamon and nutmeg, orange peel and cloves, chocolate and roasted chestnuts, mingling with the crisp smell of snow and the faint hint of wood smoke from chimneys all around. Somewhere to your left, near the steps of the old stone church, a small choir stands beneath a lantern, their breath puffing in pale clouds as they sing. Their voices blend in warm, gentle harmonies. Familiar carols slowed down just enough to feel like lullabies, wrapping softly around the square like a second layer of snow. You drift through the market, not in any hurry to buy, simply letting yourself soak in the textures and sounds. You feel the warmth of a mug of hot chocolate between your hands, the ceramic smooth and solid, the steam rising in a little ribbon that brushes your face with the scent of cocoa and vanilla. You taste a small piece of gingerbread, the edges crisp, the center soft, the spice blooming on your tongue in a way that makes your shoulders relax just a little more. You listen as laughter bubbles quietly from a group gathered by a stall selling hand-knit hats, their voices never rising into sharpness, always staying gentle like the murmur of a nearby stream. And all the while, snow continues to fall large, slow flakes drifting down through the light, catching against your coat and lashes, melting as soon as you notice them. After a time, when your legs begin to feel pleasantly heavy and your mind has settled into the rhythm of the town, you wander away from the brightest part of the square. You follow a narrower lane that leads between the houses toward the faint hush of the lake, the sound of the festival growing softer behind you with every step. Here, the lights are fewer, but somehow even more beautiful. Lanterns hang at doorways and from bare tree branches, their glow spilling in soft puddles over the snow, guiding you forward like low, glowing stars. Soon, the lane opens onto the lakeshore. The water stretches out before you, a wide, dark mirror reflecting the faint shimmer of stars above and the scattered lights of the town along the shore. The surface is mostly frozen, a smooth, glassy sheet with patches of snow gathered in gentle drifts. But near the center, there is still a ribbon of open water, dark and slow, like a quiet thought moving through a sleeping mind. A wooden bench sits not far from the edge, its slats sprinkled with snow. You brush it clean with a gloved hand and sit down, feeling the solidness of the wood beneath you and the delicious contrast between the chill in the air and the warmth still held in your hands from the chocolate you drank earlier. From here, you can see the whole town at once. The square glows like a golden heart, pulsing gently at the center, while streets branch out from it like warm veins, carrying light all the way to the farthest houses along the hill. Beyond the rooftops, the sky is clear, and the stars seem to hang just above the church tower, as if listening to the last lines of the carol drifting faintly across the snow. You sit in silence, watching the slow, steady breathing of the town. You feel your own breath falling into the same rhythm, in and out, calm and even, as if Wintershore itself is gently rocking you, like a boat on the surface of the lake. Eventually, when your eyes grow heavy and a soft tiredness tugs at you, you rise from the bench and follow another path up a gentle slope to a small inn overlooking the water. Its sign swings softly in the breeze, painted with a picture of the lake and the words, "Harbor of Lights." Inside, the inn smells of beeswax, pine, and something warm from the kitchen, perhaps bread, just taken from the oven, or apples baked slowly with sugar and spice. A sleepy innkeeper shows you to a room under the eaves, where a wide bed is piled with thick quilts and a little window looks out over the lake and the town below. You drop your bag by the door, shrug off your coat, and feel a deep wave of comfort roll through you as the room's soft heat seeps into your bones. Outside the window, the lights in the square begin to dim, stalls closing one by one, voices fading into the hush of late night until only a few lanterns remain, burning like sleepy eyes half closed against the dark. The days that follow drift by in a gentle, unhurried sequence. Christmas Day comes and goes, not in a rush of wrapping paper and noise, but in the quiet clink of mugs, the slow turning of pages in a book by the fire, the simple pleasure of warm food and friendly nods from townspeople passing on the street. You explore Wintershore at a pace that feels exactly right for a tired mind. You wander down side streets where the snow lies undisturbed except for your own footprints, peek into little shops selling candles, books, and old maps, and spend long, contented moments doing nothing more than watching snowflakes collect on the railing of a bridge. Every evening, you find yourself drawn back to the lake. With each visit, you notice more signs of something quietly being prepared. Wooden crates appear near the shore, filled with small, shallow boats no bigger than your hand. Bundles of candles are stacked on tables under canvas awnings, and strings of small glass globes are strung between poles, not yet lit, waiting patiently for their moment. The innkeeper tells you, over a cup of steaming tea, that Wintershore's Festival of Lights is held every New Year's Eve. The whole town gathers by the lake at night, lights candles, and sends them floating out over the dark water, each one carrying a whispered wish, a quiet memory, or a simple thank you for having made it through another year. As the final days of the year slip past, the town grows even more peaceful, as if it, too, is taking long, deep breaths before the new year begins. Snow falls often now, soft and steady, wrapping the world in a blanket of quiet that makes every sound a door closing, a laugh, a church bell seem important and gentle at the same time. Then, at last, the last night of the year arrives. You wake from a long afternoon nap in your room at the inn, feeling pleasantly heavy and well-rested, as if your body knows it is about to close the door on the year behind you. Outside the window, dusk has already fallen. The town glows softly beneath a sky of deep indigo, and you can see small shapes moving slowly toward the lake, wrapped in scarves and coats, each person carrying some small bundle in their hands. You dress warmly and make your way down to the shore. This time, there is no bustling market, no lively singing, no rush. Instead, there is a hush, so deep it almost feels like a sound all its own, soft and enveloping. Along the lake's edge, Long tables have been set up, their surfaces dusted with snow. On them sits row after row of those little wooden boats you noticed before, each one holding a candle nestled in a bed of sand, waiting to be lit. A kindly woman in a knitted hat steps forward and offers you one of the boats. Her smile is calm and unhurried, the kind of smile that tells you she has seen many years come and go and that she trusts this one to pass as gently as all the rest. Beside the tables, a smaller stand holds slips of paper and pencils. You pick one up, feeling the faint texture of the paper beneath your fingers, and think about what, if anything, you might like to write. Perhaps you write a word that has been important to you this year. Perhaps you write a name or a sentence or simply a tiny symbol that makes sense only to you. Or perhaps you keep the paper blank, trusting that the lake will understand the quiet in your heart without needing it to be put into words. You fold the paper once, then tuck it carefully beside the candle in your little boat. As you do, you feel a subtle shift inside you, as if some small knot has loosened, making just a little more space for ease and rest. When everyone is ready, the townspeople begin to move toward the water's edge, forming a slow, wavering line that traces the curve of the shore. You join them, boat cradled gently in your hands, the wooden sides smooth and faintly cool beneath your fingers. A match flares in the quiet, its tiny sound surprisingly loud in the stillness. Then another and another, as people begin to light their candles from a single central flame, passing the fire along the line with care. When the flame reaches you, you tilt your candle's wick toward it. For a moment, nothing happens, and then the tip glows, catches, and a small, steady flame rises into the cold air, instantly reflecting in your eyes and on the surface of the lake below. All along the shore, candles flicker to life, until it seems as though a necklace of tiny suns has been laid gently along the water's edge. The town behind you has dimmed its own lights, so that the brightest thing in the world right now is the line of candles and their trembling reflections on the dark water. A voice begins to count softly, not rushing toward midnight, but guiding everyone into a shared breath. 10, 9, 8. Each number floats out over the water like a slow bell, giving your body time to soften just a little more, your shoulders easing down, your grip on the boat growing looser and more relaxed. 7, 6, 5. With every number, the year behind you feels a little more distant, like a town you visited long ago, full of moments you can revisit any time you wish, but no longer required to walk through every day. 4, 3, 2, The lake's surface looks like dark glass, waiting patiently to receive whatever light you decide to offer it. 1. A long, peaceful silence follows, deeper than any sound. Then, slowly, people begin to kneel and place their boats on the water. You kneel as well, feeling the snow firm beneath your knees, the cold bracing but not harsh, the candle's warmth brushing your face as you lower it toward the lake. You set the boat gently on the water and let go. At first, it stays near the shore, bobbing softly as the lake adjusts to this new little island of flame. Then a subtle current catches it, and it begins to drift outward, joining dozens of other lights slowly gliding away from the shore, out into the open darkness. You stand and watch as your candle travels farther and farther, becoming one small point in a moving constellation. The lake, once dark and unreadable, now glows with a field of tiny stars, each one carrying someone's quiet thoughts, their griefs and their joys, their regrets and their hopes for the year to come. No one speaks. The only sounds are the whisper of the water against the stones, the faint rustle of clothing as people shift their weight, and the soft, steady music of your own pulse in your ears, calm and slow. As you stand there, you notice how your body feels now. Your feet are solid on the ground, your legs heavy and warm inside your clothes, your spine relaxed but upright, like a tree that has weathered every season and is still standing, patient and strong. You realize that in this moment, there is nothing you need to fix and nothing you need to prepare for. The year will turn with or without your effort. The sun will rise, the snow will fall, the lake will freeze and thaw, and you are allowed, right now, simply to rest and watch the lights drift across the water. Eventually, the candles begin to look smaller, merging into a soft, glowing band near the horizon, like a second Milky Way lying gently on the surface of the lake. One by one, the townspeople turn back toward the path, their faces soft and reflective, their steps slow and quiet. You follow them up the gentle slope, lanterns guiding you in a steady rhythm. Pool of light, patch of shadow. Pool of light, patch of shadow. Your body moves almost on its own now. Bones tired in the most satisfying way. Muscles loose and heavy. Every step a little invitation to sink deeper into rest. Back at the inn, you step into the warm hallway and feel as though you've entered a different kind of silence, one that holds you rather than stretching out around you. You go up the stairs, each step familiar now, and slip into your room, closing the door softly behind you. The lamp on the bedside table casts a pool of amber light over the quilts, making them look impossibly soft and inviting. You change into something comfortable, fabric warm against your skin, then slide between the sheets, feeling the bed welcome your weight as if it has known you for a long time. The pillow cradles your head perfectly. You can still smell a faint hint of pine and beeswax in the room, mingled with the cold freshness that creeps in around the edges of the window frame. Outside, the town is quiet. Somewhere, a single bell rings the hour, slow and distant, and then even that fades, leaving only the steady hush of the winter night and the memory of lights drifting out across the lake. Take one more deep, gentle breath in, as if you were drawing in the calm of Wintershore itself. Breathe out, letting go of the last bits of tension hiding in your chest, your shoulders, your throat, until your whole body feels as heavy and safe as a stone settled at the bottom of a clear, still pool. Notice your feet, warm and relaxed, toes soft and loose. Your calves and knees, released from duty, resting without needing to move. Your thighs and hips sinking deeper into the mattress, fully supported, holding nothing up and nothing in. Your hands rest where they have chosen, fingers uncurling, palms open, no longer clutching at thoughts or tasks. Your arms lie heavy at your sides or across your body, as if someone has gently placed them there and whispered that it is okay, truly okay, to stop for a while. Your shoulders are wide and loose, your neck long and free, your jaw soft, your lips parted just enough to let your breath flow in and out without effort. Even your thoughts begin to stretch and yawn, drifting apart like thin clouds after a snowfall, leaving behind a clear, quiet sky of mind where nothing urgent remains. You are safe here. You have done enough for this year, more than enough. And it is perfectly all right not to plan, not to push, not to worry about what comes next. Somewhere far away, on the dark surface of a winter lake, your little boat still floats, its candle burning low but steady, carrying your words or your silence into the wide, peaceful night. You do not need to watch it anymore. You can let the lake take care of it now. All that is asked of you in this moment is to rest, to allow your body to slip gently into the softest, deepest sleep, like snow settling onto the quiet streets of Wintershore, covering everything in a blanket of calm. Good night, dear friend. May your dreams be as gentle as falling snow and as bright as the lights that drift across the lake. And may you wake in a new year feeling lighter, softer, and wonderfully at peace.